This is
This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Hey, what about our Comic Capers podcast?
What about us?
What about it? Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Comic Capers. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that evil entity lurking in the shadows. It is
Little Hellfire, y'all.
Oh, yes. That's right, kiddies. Much to little chagrin, I've been threatening it. We're here, part 1 of the Eclipso crossover. Stay tuned where you get the other 3 parts.
Well, this Mephisto confirmed.
Okay, Meg. But yes, this first part will be the biggest.
That's what she said.
Hello! Eclipse of the
Save
Dark.
it for Way's World.
Eclipse of the Darkness is within 1 and 2, Flashing 5, and Justice League Europe, number 3. So, should we talk some Flash news? I know we're gonna do a Legends of the Arrowverse on for the final episode of Black Lightning and the other shows, but one thing I did want to bring up, did you see? I guess we're like not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, I guess, is Carlos's last episode.
Am I supposed to feel something? You should have left when people cared.
OG Team Flash has to take down a new Rainbow Raider, I guess. That's why we mentioned him this week. Get it?
I hope he dies.
Oh.
I don't want no wishy. If you don't want to be here, good. No more coming back. Sorry.
I was going to say, they said something like, oh, the door's always open for him to come back, but it's like, so I'm like, oh, I guess that means they won't kill him. But, I mean, I guess they could kill him and he can always like show up in flashbacks or time travel or whatever.
Exactly.
Because we don't do time
Flash is almost done. Let's all just be honest about that. No more Black Lightning. Next season's Batwoman's last season. Stargirl, I don't know now. We'll have to see how this new season is doing. They're trying to clean house. They're trying to put everything over at HBO Max.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're like really in a rush to put everything on HBO Max right now. So, we'll see how long this Berlanti universe goes.
Oh my.
Grant kind of wants out. He's taking more and more episodes. I'm just saying the writing's on the wall. Wouldn't be shocked if they said, you know what? Season 8, that's it. We can't do 2024. Sorry, kiddos.
There's no way they could like work a deal to like move some of these shows over to HBO Max.
No.
I didn't know
Who the hell would pay, like specifically subscribe for season like 10 with, no offense, the quality's not the best right now, just for HBO Max. Like, I know there's a lot of people that are like running to subscribe or get their, like, because there's no more free trials. Jokes on you guys. For like Gossip Girl reboot, the Friends reunion, things like that. I would never pay HBO Max price to see anything from the CW.
Yeah, but I mean,
the only reason why I watch it is because it's free. Over the antenna free.
But what if they could give them bigger budgets, though, too?
See, that's the thing. If the shows were like 1 or 2 seasons old, I would get it. But the longer a TV show goes on, the more that it costs, the more that every actor costs, the contracts. Yeah, that's why you see the budget shrink and we only get like 3 different scenes. You know, the police station, Star Labs, and random alley number 2, you know? Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. You know, and Stargirl, even with Jeff Johns behind it, not really suited for HBO Max, for the audience that they want to cater to. Harley Quinn is definitely the DC, like, you know, Hallmark headliner over there right now. And I think they want more of that. So, I'm just saying, it's time. I'm sick of Berlanti. The formula is old and stale. It is a plankton patty. It is not a Krabby Patty.
Whoa.
So, I'm over it. I can't wait for Legends, though. Legends could have done amazing on HBO Max. It was born too soon. It was born at the wrong time.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get more to that on Wednesday when we cover the other show.
Yes, lots of thoughts.
Along with the final episode of Black Lightning.
Rest in pieces. Anyway, let's get into this because there's quite a few issues we have to cover.
Yes, 4 oversized issues. So yes, the first one.
Wait. What's the price? Because this is like 20 years old.
Oh, let me see. Eclipso, The Darkness Within #1 was $2.50.
Oversized for $2.50.
Yep.
July 92. Your Modern Comics could never. Let the rebels begin. This cover's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, with that giant Eclipso face.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had like alternate covers. Was it this one? I think because when we were talking about Sector 2814's part of the crossover, Will's like I think he said it was this one. There's a version, I think it was issue 1, where like they had like a giant plastic diamond on the front of it, so you couldn't lay like other books flat on top of it.
I didn't doubt it was the big summer crossover, so I wouldn't doubt it. I'm kind of glad we don't. Well, we're starting to do this again now, but like
what summer event?
Like the big epic summer crossovers. I did not miss it. My wallet didn't miss it.
Now we just go from one event to event.
Literally.
All right, so yes, as you said, July 1992, Eclipso, The Darkness Within #1. Part 1, All Men Make Faults. Sounds like a little.
Amen, brother. I can't wait to blow his mind. I don't even know what that's from. Good for that release. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't feel right, bro. I'm such a bro girl. I can't stand myself. Stop it, Philip. Spread it.
In a flashback to 1890, 2 explorers in Africa find the fabled lost Heart of Darkness. No, not little.
Wait. William Shakespeare. That's all I have to say. That's all this issue says to me. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that.
Quote the Raven. A gigantic, priceless black diamond rumored a gigantic, priceless black diamond rumored to attract evil, left alone by the natives due to its surrounding superstition. One of the explorers kills the other one, of course, so he won't have to split the value, and then returns to London, England, so he can have it cut. Should have left it uncut, bro.
Yeah, exactly. More feeling in the tip. But anyway, ex Dr. Bruce Gordon, and I'm like, there's just so much wrong with that name. I can't. It's a giant sized man thing. Chicks won't feel pity for me and bang me. They call me Matthew Michael Murdoch. Thank you very much.
Is that a sentient tongue?
I know what that's from.
How about this one?
Cory Booker can get it. Still stands. I'm open to a throuple if he wants to keep his lady friend. Coming out of the bush? Philip will never get done.
I know. Back in the present, Largand discovers a gigantic palace on the moon.
Ugh, it's always the moon. Always the dark side of the moon. That's why it's dark.
Oh my god. Okay. No. All right. I won't make the obvious musical reference. Okay.
Go ahead. You have to.
Why?
It's a classic. You have to.
Pink Floyd. Okay. And upon investigating, discovers it inhabited by Eclipso.
Oh, I would have never guessed. They're only, the focus of this issue.
His big ugly face is only sprawled all over the cover.
Whatever happened to Eclipso anyway?
I mean, he did show up in a Justice League run. It was like the last Justice League one.
Was it the Brian Hitch one?
It was like right before New 52. That's the last.
Oh, that's forever ago. Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to remember if he did make an appearance in New 52 or anything, but yeah, he was in that last JLA run before New 52, where it was like Dick as Batman, and he had like an almost all female Justice League.
DC did it first. Just gonna throw that out there.
Well, that was DC.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Suck it, Marvel.
Oh, yeah, it was like Jesse Quick, Donna Troy, Jade, yeah, Supergirl.
Yeah.
Eclipso uses his abilities to manipulate Largan's slight anger at him and turns it into an uncontrollable rage. That sounds like a bottle of something in Lilith Hellfire. He then possesses Largan's body, taking him on as a partial host. Eclipso realizes that while previously he had thought of superhumans as a powerful threat, they can actually be used as a massive positive resource for him. He also receives an astral warning from the Phantom Stranger, although he obliterates it.
Oh, no. See, now it's coming to me. The last time which was it's been 10 years ago, was Smallville season 11. Although it wasn't Eclipso, it was just Dr. Bruce that showed up.
Somebody.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in the main continuity for quite a while.
A Dr. Bruce with an angry spirit inside him. Sounds familiar.
David F. Walker did it better.
Oh! Stan Lee did it better.
Debatable.
Oh!
Kidding. They both are great. One's just a more modern take.
Excelsior!
In Manhattan, Bruce Gordon uses a small fragment of the black diamond in his possession to try to discover its special properties and figure out a way to destroy Eclipso. Its compass-like effects lead him to a pawn shop where he finds an eclipsed woman who has just murdered her husband.
It's always a pawn shop. What is this, Florida?
I was going to say, man, a woman killing some guy. Yeah, man, it is Florida, and I know just where she lives, too. While he initially is confused as to how there can be a second Eclipso, he finds a second black diamond in her hand. He explains the issue to his wife, Mona, and announces his intentions to go after Eclipso once and for all. A week later, an Eclipse survivalist shows up at Jack Ryder's TV.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. She's like, no, you're not going. He's like, yes, I am.
I am.
It's that huge fate. And I'm like, oh, man, he is.
I will bring you so many diamonds. Yes, the Eclipse survivalist shows up at Jack Ryder's TV station. Here we go, gunning down anyone and everyone in sight, looking for the Creeper. That name did not age well. Who is this? Half the guys Lilith Hellfire go out with?
Oh no, I'm secretly the Creeper. You can't creep on a Creeper.
Oh! When the Creeper finally disappeared and begins battling the man, Eclipso tricks him into taking a black diamond and possesses the Creeper before plunging the survivalist to his death. He stores the Creeper in his moon Whoa! He stores the Creeper in his moon palace.
I think that's a fancy way to say prison purse.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Can we just talk about how Superman shows up and he's like, hold it, mister. Who are you and what's going on here? Because you gotta have Superman.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's DC, and then, it's right before the big death, too. So
this is 92, so you had to have Superman.
Right before the death, oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so he puts him in his moon palace. Along with Largan, and decides to next go after Superman. Bruce and Mona track Eclipso down to a shopping mall in Metropolis. Okay, we're not going to cover this on our crossover, but I believe this part we also see in the beginning of Superman Man of Steel annuals.
Number 1, yeah.
One of them. He finds another black diamond in possession of a child in a video game arcade.
Rage Boy!
Game over.
Who spawns a gigantic game-inspired dark beast when the boy gets enraged at a man who makes him fail his high score.
Finish him!
I know the feeling. I'm old enough to remember arcades. I know the feeling.
Oh, yeah. Superman arrives on the scene and battles the Eclipso construct. Although the construct is seemingly able to defeat him, Bruce Gordon is able to disintegrate it using a beam of highly concentrated light. On the moon, Eclipso regroups and begins preparing himself for more campaigns against the denizens of Earth. All right, Lilith Hellfire, let it have it. Oh, my.
This is awful. I don't know who this is for, but it's awful. And if you like it and enjoy it, shame on you.
again, it's the setup for the crossover through all the annuals. And again, it's like, what is it? It's like Eclipso used to have the Spectre's old job as like the rap.
Yeah.
He lost his job, yeah. And then he would possess Bruce Gordon for years. So yeah, we only thought he could possess Bruce Gordon, but then
plot twist, baby.
Yeah, and I think, is it in this crossover? I think Bruce is like, oh yeah, it's like, I thought he was just possessing me, but he was only possessing me just because he was like an expert on like solar technology and stuff. So he's like, yeah, he just wanted to slow me down so I didn't like make all these solar weapons and stuff. What's this, Russell? We dropped an Eclipso themed episode the same week. Awkward. More synergy. Yeah, go check out Tomes of Evil for more Eclipso, kids.
Better Eclipso stories, let me tell you.
How dare you?
Come on. Just be real, Phil.
I had to work it on.
This crossover is a clusterfuck. I said fruck.
It's 1992 goodness, Elfar.
Cheesy in the worst way.
Oh.
This reminds me of modern comics in all the worst ways. That is not a compliment. It gets better though. Like these two first, the Eclipso, the Darkness Within, no. But the other stories are better.
I mean, hate or like this story, I don't think Modern Comics could even do this because this went through every DC annual that year, and I don't think Modern Comics they can't even pull that off anymore. I don't think Marvel.
Yeah, annuals are starting to suck the big one in Modern Comics for sure.
I mean, look, I think there's one coming up from Marvel. What do they cross over? Like 4 or 6 annuals? But yeah, they can't do the whole line. Hell, there's so many books now. How many annuals would that be? It'd be like 62 annuals.
But in DC's just like, oh, you had one job.
Oh my god, how funny would that be if like Marvel just started like using the number like 53 or something? It just
25-8, baby, 25-8.
Or they were just like, oh my lord, 60. They were just 69 and everything, and Lil Hellfire's like, you have my attention.
You rang? You wanted my wallet? They start their numbering from 69.
Ew. So
issue 2. The issue 2 does have better art. I want to say that, and we get a lot of booty shots. So there's that.
Well, we're gonna save that for the end because that's kind of the end of the crossover. So
yes, but just so you know, in case you were wondering.
Yes, but the story continues in the Flash. Well, for our purposes, yes. Next, we're going to cover the Flash Annual 5. So,
how can you tell? Because it says Eclipso, the Darkness Within on the cover.
Oh, that's right, kids. And you have Flash running out of like this weird half sun symbol.
Looks like a rosebud to me. If you know what that is, shame on you. If you don't Google it.
Yeah, if you ever Google anything, Lil Hellfire tells you to clear your browser.
Marnell and Diane learned that the hard way.
What?
Diane and Marnell learned that the hard way when we were discussing the Larry Flint movie.
Oh yeah.
I really, really like Hooters.
Same, sister, same.
Oh. All right, pulling up. Here we go. So, yeah, this one is very weird to me. Again, I know it's an Eclipso issue, Lil, I know, but
I just love that we it's an annual, so we have to go briefly through the freaking origin story. And then they called it Run In. Come on, kiddos, pull it together.
But it's story by Mark Waid, and it says Craig Boldman. So
this
it's like,
does not feel like a Wade story. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I wonder if Wade was just like, yeah, go ahead, put my name on it, you know.
No, that's not how that works. But it was definitely editorial interference. So like, you got to do it, kiddo. Sorry.
Or if he just like wrote the plot and this guy like scripted it or whatever, maybe.
Does it say scripting? Because sometimes they do give credit.
It just says story Mark Waid / Craig Boldman.
Okay, yeah. Probably what happened.
But I like this. I like the art though.
Yeah, the art's good. It's just, the story is not the best.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, because the 90s were good annuals for the most part, and then you're like, oh yes, I got like, I don't know, 3 annuals coming up, and you're like, oh, we're doing crossovers in the annuals now. Okay. Like, that's just how I feel anytime, like, I'm, like, completing a collection and, like, and it's an annual from 92 and I'm just like, gotta buy it, gotta complete it.
I mean, you know me, I'm a continuity freak, so I'm like, I like when they tell you where the annuals go, because otherwise it's like, you know, you might be like in the middle of some story and it's like, where does this fit? It's
plot twist, it doesn't.
I know. It's like, do I file it way before this or way after this?
Honestly, how I found it I have a short box for my annuals from like 90 to 95, I think it is. I think these are all in just like one little section, just because they don't matter.
Because see, here's a secret behind the scenes, kids. Yeah, like characters that have like multiple books, like Batman or Spider-Man. It's like I try to keep them in chronological order.
Some things I do, some things I don't. But sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sometimes I just put what are the best issues, and leave out the rest.
Well, that way too, I can remember, you know, where something should be. Yeah.
Phil, come on, get with the times. Put it all in the cloud, buddy. Then it doesn't matter.
Again, I have Marvel Unlimited in DC Universe.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of stuff that we cover sometimes, buddy.
I know.
And then you have to go on the shady interwebs.
No, usually I can go downstairs and pull stuff. I have a pretty vast library.
Pirates are.
But yeah, this issue is.
But it's
the art is good. The fights are fun, but it's very nonsensical. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because like the first fight is with the original Trickster.
Yeah.
James.
Look at that suit, baby. Yeah.
James Jesse, get it? What, that suit looks like someone threw up on him? Yellow, orange.
He's got sunglasses over his domino mask, guys. I repeat, sunglasses over his domino mask.
Well, he wears his sunglasses at night.
Yeah, he's a teenage dirtbag. It's fine.
Oh! But again, it's like, even at this point in, like, you know, Mark Waid's already writing the Flash book, but it's like, I don't think he was really hitting us with a ton of rogues. Like, I don't think Trickster was showing up in the regular books. That's why it was so weird to, like, see him here.
Yeah. And also, there will never be a greater Trickster than Mark Hamill in the original Flash TV show.
Exactly.
Sorry, just not gonna happen.
Oh my god! And this fancy man cape the Trickster has.
No capes, bro. Everybody knows that. Name a couple of other villains in DC that wear capes. That's a Marvel thing.
I mean, unless it's where he keeps some of his like tricks.
Keeps it in his prison purse. We all know this.
Oh, true. But I'm like, like when Weather Wizard shows up to freeze the Flash, wouldn't it make more sense? I mean, Weather Wizard can like cover in the air. Wouldn't it make more sense for him to have a cape?
Exactly. You can't think about the logic. It all falls apart.
I know.
I can't wait to blow his mind. Well, the little thing, the little can of whoop butt that they have in this issue was kind of funny. The little thing, the Jack in the Can that pops out with the guns.
Oh, yeah.
That was like my favorite panel. I was like, that's funny. They're like, hey, he's like, oh no. And I was like, oh, it's only ink. Boo.
Ah, what do you want to do?
He's like, that's it. That's pathetic. And I was like, I agree, sir. See, he even knew it was pathetic. And then they're like, wait for it.
My giant Trickster Jack in the Box.
Yowza.
Oh, boy.
Good for that release. They're talking about swallowing a black hole in this issue as well.
Oh, yeah, because this is another chunk issue, yeah. Right guy. Most people will never get to see a black hole. He managed to swallow one. That was just an appetizer.
That was innuendo if I ever heard anything.
Whoa. But it's like, yeah, but again, I mean, I like the art, but I mean, did Chunk go on a diet or something?
Gotta be sexy, baby. It's the 90s. It's all spandex and parachute pants.
Well, yeah, didn't he steal one of Wally's girlfriends?
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
But he's still wearing the bow tie.
Well, you know, the Urkel thing, baby.
You look like something you cat dragged in. Yeah, sucker punched by carnival geeks like Trickster and Weather Wizard.
Burn. Wonder Wizard is somebody to be reckoned with, and it's just such a shame what the Flash TV show did.
I know, but he's just like, oh, I used to deal with him when I was 12.
Burn.
I know.
Burn.
Just like, yeah, I used to punch him in the face when I was 12.
I'm 12 when you need me to be 12.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like all of a sudden it's like Chunk's like his tech guy, but then like I don't know at what point Wade was just like all of a sudden he makes Pied Piper like his tech guy.
Because we all like Pied Piper better.
I guess, yeah, because you know
justice for Pied Piper on the TV show. Like I said, if Carlos leaving, that's who they should bring back.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking maybe they can't because maybe is that why they brought Rochester in?
I don't know. I'm gonna research it, but I am not loving Team Flash right now. It's too many. We gotta downsize, man. It's what season is this? 30? It's like The Simpsons is never gonna end.
Oh, listen to Miss Supernatural fan over there complaining about Flash's 7th season.
But look, listen, there were times where I literally would just wait for the whole season. Like there was like I believe season 7 through like 11, I did not watch live. I just waited for Netflix.
Oh my.
Yeah. If I wanted to know what was going on, pop into the wiki, pop on the Tumblr, pop on the Twitter. I'm all caught up. Good. Just saying.
So what's this device?
I like the little picture of the Chunkster by Wally West. No. Back. I was like, he's a terrible artist. I mean, who's gonna tell him? They go to the movies though, so there's that.
But it's so weird. What's this thing like?
What is this story? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know, but it's like it's like this. Does Chunk turn on this weird? It's like a weird machine, and then Wally like sees Chunk and Connie making out, and yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's like every time I read this, it's kind of hard to follow it because it's like what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
They didn't either.
I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. But no, I think Chunk's like messing with the teleporter, and yeah, like Wally's like all over the place.
Red or blue?
Just rip it out.
Hey-o.
No. But yeah. Oh yeah, it must be that weird device that we saw, last episode. Or yeah, because Chunk's like, yeah, it feels like I was being pulled inside out. The warp effect arced with my own singularity. Oh yeah, that picture's. Well, it looks more like he looked in his first appearance. That picture he drew.
Definitely.
But yeah, remember how it was when you met me pulling a robbery, no self-respect? Yeah, we remember 2 weeks ago.
He's grown a lot since then, Philip.
I didn't much care if I lived or died. Then you changed that for me. Yeah, when you let me have one of your ex-girlfriends. Hey-o! The model, right? Oh my lord! I don't even want to ask what kind of movie Captain Boomerang's going to see.
We all know.
$4.
He's Australian. We all know.
Oh!
Crocodile Dundee, baby. Where you can get your mind out of the gutter.
Wow, true. Well, he might be going to see his favorite character.
I love Batman.
Seriously, this storyline is nonsensical.
I know. Wait, 1992, $4.50 for popcorn and water. Lolly water.
Wow. You can't even get a small soda for $4.50 now, especially after post-pandemic.
That's true. It's a lot of cabbage.
It's a lot of meat.
I bet.
Moving along. But yeah, I guess the other rogues are there. Yeah, because Trickster and Weather Wizard are already there.
What is this, a rogues gathering? Like, come on.
There's like regular people there now. Oh, and then Golden Glider and her latest himbo, Chillblaine himbo.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I miss Golden Glider. Like, can we get a Golden Glider like mini? Like, just give me 4 issues. We need more females in the DC universe. Like, spotlight on females that aren't Harley Quinn. I would prefer Wonder Woman, but that's just like way too much to ask, apparently.
Was it the Joshua Williamson run? I mean, Golden Glider was in there, but it was like all the rogues, so she kind of got lost in the shuffle there. But
that's the one thing I do like about the Flash TV show. I like the Golden Glider character they did for that.
But I could see this being you, be like, oh, here, baby, here, take this cold gun, go rob some banks for me. Okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm gonna plead the fifth and move on.
Oh sure, I'll get you out of town. Take the secret underground tunnel
to the backyard.
Yep.
Lots of banter. It's just a lot of talky, fighty, and nothing's really Why did we cry? Why does this have Eclipso on the cover? I have no idea.
I don't know. Do you think it's just like, yeah, like you said, like, you know, it was kind of like a mandate for Wade to do this, and it's like, you know, he didn't want to weave this into whatever story was going through the book right now, so it's, you know, it kind of had to not touch any of the monthly book, but we had to get the fit Eclipso in here somewhere.
The classic wait until the last 5 pages trick.
I know, because it's a lot of, like you said, a lot of rogues talking, a lot of Wally and Chunk talking. And then it's like they plan this big heist.
Then surprise, waka waka waka.
They and the rogues put on some 90s costumes.
I don't know. I like 90s costumes for the most part, as long as it doesn't have a cape. Well, DC did it a little bit better. It's a lot less, it's a lot more toned down. It's not like all armor and pouches and stuff like that, so.
That's true. Yeah, we don't need any more pouches.
Out of the pouch. Boing.
Classics never die. But who's Golden Glider think she is Poison Ivy kissing the rogues and like poisoning them?
My dream superpower, to be honest.
But I don't think it's a power. It's probably gonna be some kind of lipstick or something. But how do you not?
It's classic.
But it's like, how do you not poison yourself? Put it on your lips. Come on.
I guess you could put like petroleum gel, or do like what they did in Batman and Robin with the latex lips, and then I would assume, I don't know.
I think some of the people in our audience are probably using latex lips or something. Oh.
Hey man, keep it safe, keep it clean, no judgments.
I'm that kind of freak.
Don't say that drop 3 times fast. You'll wake him out of his slumber.
Use
your black hole power.
Whoa!
What? That's what he said.
I know.
Oh, these strong legs will carry me far.
Again, what is this? It's like the rogues start fighting among themselves. Wally shows up, and then like they put like some kind of metal boot on him, so he really can't get any big speed going.
Although it's Wally, we're not going to see a lot of big speed from him for a while.
No.
It's 1992.
But again, I mean, Wally's almost like not important to the plot here.
That's kind of a Wally thing. Redheaded stepchild. It's fine.
I know, but it's like in a lot of Wade stories, you know, most of the time, as is.
Well, he didn't care. He was like, "This is editorial mandate. I don't care. Wally deserves better than this. So this is what we get."
And then this whole thing, I didn't get this. Who's calling Chunk on the phone and stuff?
It's a secret.
Like a shadowy figure. Yeah, but did they ever answer that? I don't think they do.
And can we just talk about the jar, the nut jar?
You're
welcome for that drop.
The what, Love Hellfire?
The nut jar. Like, it's a recurring theme, and I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. Shut up and just lay there. New and improved, even. Just saying.
So yeah, Wally's just getting trashed. He's trying to hold this thing that they're trying to steal, and
I I literally don't know what's going on.
I know, it's just like a weird heist thing all of a sudden, and
it's not even a good heist.
And then Golden Glider's like ready to like get it on with Chillblaine right in the middle of this robbery.
Hey man, the danger makes her excited. Leave her alone. Don't kink shame.
Little's like, I'm feeling called out here.
Shh.
Oh yeah, but then Wally's trying to run the bomb out. Here we're gonna lose a Chillblaine because Golden Glider gets Eclipsoed. Yeah, did she disintegrate him or wait? What?
No one cares about that guy. He was cannon fodder, bro.
Oh yeah, we had there was at least 3 or 4 Chillblaines. I've been waiting to meet you, Flash. My name is Eclipso. But yeah, she's trying to get him angry. Yeah, it doesn't need this death make you angry. Yeah, so I think this whole thing's like a setup because yeah, Eclipso's after Wally. And again, there's like this a mysterious figure telling like Chunk what to do, and I'm like, well, what is this? Because basically Chunk's not helping Wally, like walks away from him until Wally gets eclipsed. And then Eclipso just lets Golden Glider go. Oh yeah, there's the nut jar.
See? Told you.
Hey-o. Oh, this kind of works continuity-wise because it's according to the app, it says the next issue after this is 68. Yeah, we'll be doing 69 next episode. So kind of fit in nicely there.
69.
Slide right up to that 69. Yeah, so yeah, again, it was just like a weird issue where it's like a heist, and then we had to get Wally under Eclipso's power, so.
Yep, moving on.
All right, so the next one.
It's the worst of the bunch. There, I said it, you didn't have to.
What, the Flash one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously shoehorned in.
I actually love the Flash. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like you said, I guess editorial mandate, but
it's like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah, if you're not reading Eclipso, you really don't that crossover. You really don't need to read that for Flash.
But Eclipso over London, I like it.
Oh yeah, Justice League Europe Annual 3. Got a synopsis for this one. Written by He Who Shall Not Be Named, Gerard Jones, and Will Jacob.
Did you really?
Oh man, I mean, all the stuff we're covering on Sector 28 right now is basically written by him, and we're just like, okay.
We want you on the podcast one day, so maybe.
Well, I don't know about that. He's in prison for child porn, so I don't know.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's why none of his stuff's on DC Universe Infinite. We figured out because they probably don't want to pay him, royalties or whatever.
Oh my!
And I'm like, can't they like work a deal with him where like all his money could go to like charity or something?
I don't think that's how that. Well, actually, I don't even. Are you even allowed? Well, yeah, I guess you are. I don't know. I guess his estate handles that if he has one. Because when you go to prison, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Put your stuff in. Yeah, I did not know that. That's creepy fact for tonight. Thank you.
Yes. Yep.
Don't have to go scrolling on TikTok for a creepy fact.
Yeah,
tonight.
It's weird. Like at this point, he's writing like the 3. He's writing Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Mosaic, and then once Hal took over the leadership of Justice League Europe, he was writing Justice League Europe. So yeah, I mean, he was writing everything Green Lantern at this point. He's writing. So.
Oh, now I can't be nice to the issue.
Well, I mean, again, it's just.
But honestly, to say it's the best out of these 5 issues, not saying much.
Yeah, and again, it's like I don't feel that bad bringing like attention to these issues because I mean, there's other people who worked on this book who deserve attention. Yeah. Like the Green Lantern.
I really like the art. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Aquaman is a little too skinny, but it's okay.
So, yes, Eclipso over London. Yeah, so as we know, Wally's been eclipsed, and as we'll get to in part 2 of our crossover, we'll see how Jordan get eclipsed. So,
also, Eclipso Power Girl on the cover.
Hey-o.
Covers everybody's kinks. Although this is like old school Power Girl, she's kind of covered, just a little boob window, pants.
It's a diamond window, yes.
Oh, it's enough to be called a boob window. I see cleave.
Yep. But pants, come on. And a headband.
It was 92. They were still getting over the 80s. I'll allow it.
That's true. So Eclipse over London. Members of the Justice League Europe are having a discussion when an argument breaks out between Power Girl and Crimson Fox.
Oh, Crimson Fox, shut the hell up. Nobody even knows who you are.
Isn't she twins or something? Enraged, the two leave the headquarters. Elongated Man and Dr.
Boo! I want Plastic Man.
Elongated Man and Dr. Light begin to have a casual conversation when Kilowog arrives to inform them that Eclipso has returned.
Eclipso is coming. Eclipso is coming.
Elongated Man attempts to call other heroes to inform them, but the United Nations blocks his call in fear that Elongated Man may start a worldwide panic. Elongated Man, Kilowog, and Dr. Light discover that the United Nations has declared a state of emergency and that they fear that any opposing forces to Eclipso may fall victim to his mind control.
You know, honestly, classic United Nations, if you know anything about the United Nations, especially in the early 90s, always underreacting to situations, causing us to have to overreact later, but it's fine. Sorry, it's a little political commentary out of nowhere for no reason. Moving on.
Just as the heroes are about to warn the other Justice League Europe members, they are attacked by Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the Flash, Wally West, who are under Eclipso's influence. After a brief battle, Green Lantern and the Flash flee the area. Power Girl arrives shortly after. Also under Eclipso's influence, she attacks the other heroes.
Isn't it funny how the woman can be subdued with the power of Eclipso and they get to lock her in a cage? I mean, I'm not here to kink shame, but I'm finding it awfully suspicious.
Well, again, remember who's writing this issue. I mean, but it is a trend. I mean, look, Eclipso used Golden Glider to, like, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see you.
Maybe that's why Wade was like, do I have to do this? Okay. The heroes managed to subdue her and lock her in a cage. Power Girl breaks free and escapes, thinking that the Justice League Europe is dead. Eclipso begins making plans for his next move.
Oh, shout out to Maxwell Lord. Not enough page time for sure.
Yes, before he went bad crap crazy.
Yeah, Sue Dibney's also in here, so there's that. Because where Ralph goes, Sue goes.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Metamorphos in this issue. Oberon. But yeah, I mean, again, it's like the Flash issue. It's kind of just like, yeah, we needed an excuse to eclipse some heroes. We already, like we said, we already got Hal Jordan. We'll get to that on Sector 2814. But yeah, we got Power Girl. What?
Poor Will and Kona.
But oh please, almost everyone's doing it. Even poor Kristen's getting wrangled into this.
Damn you, Philip! Will your tyranny know no end?
Oh, listen to you. Talking about tyranny, jeez.
Shut up and just lay there. It's consensual tyranny. Leave me alone. Coming out of the bush? Stop drinking. Anyway.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Moving along to wrap this up.
All right. So, you don't want to give any further thoughts on Justice League Europe?
It's the best issue. The art's the best. The story's the most cohesive. Yeah. Like I said.
Yeah.
From cover to cover, it is the best out of the 5 issues that we covered.
All right. Let me pull up the Eclipso, the Darkness Within. Number 2, through other means. Yeah, Eclipso, the Darkness Within 1 and 2 aren't on DC Universe Infinite, but the annuals are. It's so weird.
Get it together, DC Universe. Get it together. You literally only have one job now, DC Universe. How hard is it? How hard is it?
Thank you.
Also, the cover says "Ready or Not, Here We Come." So yeah, there's that.
Yes. But no, weren't you saying something about how you didn't like the navigation and stuff on the DC?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited's better.
Comixology is the best of them all, so you know. Just being real with you. If I had my pick, I always pick Comixology. It's the best interface on whether you're on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. It's just the best interface. It's the most consistent.
Oh, Comixology. If you were a nose, I would pick you.
Well, also it's an Amazon product, so you know.
Yes.
Not that Amazon's paying our bills at the moment, but if they would like to help me recoup some of my money that I spend there, that would be great.
Oh my, you're right about this number 2 cover, because got Eclipso and a bunch of the Eclipsed heroes.
Black Canary, baby. Front and center, although.
Hey man, that Starfire booty shot. I mean,
oh yeah. It's a lot going on this cover.
Yeah, we see Eclipso bringing out the Eclipse.
You're like, wait a minute, what did I miss? If you didn't read anything, I should like, wait a minute. Every mirror is in the back somewhere.
Oh yeah, Maxima. Is that Hawkwoman? Deathstroke, which we'll get to in Nightwing News. Yeah, oh, there's the Creeper.
When Lobo's your only hope, you know there's going to be a problem.
When Legion is your only hope.
Oh, Lord. We're all going to die.
Well, they got Nightwing on the team. It's so funny because, like, Nightwing's there, and, like, basically every hero who is in Eclipsed is fighting the Eclipsed heroes. There's, like, one person who, like, doesn't get in the mix, I don't think. I mean, he stays in his own annuals. I don't think Batman, like, is in this final battle. It's just, as we'll get to in our last part, I think Batman just, like, stays in his own annuals.
He gets to brood in Gotham.
But I'm like, I thought Batman pushed units. I'm like, why wouldn't you put Batman on the
I don't know. Well, also, if you have Superman, you don't need Batman.
That's true.
I always feel like the Batman teams always have more leeway when it comes to like bringing things up to editorial. They just like that's just how it's been across the board for as long as I can remember. So maybe they got to opt out of it.
And it's 92. They kept him a lot in Gotham way more in 92.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, Rob.
Like he'll ever hear this.
Oh yeah, Eclipso, yeah.
DC, but then it's also Eclipso? Hell no.
Come on, Phil, say Gotham.
So yeah.
And remember, kids, I said cluster fruck. So no need to tell Rob.
It doesn't feel right, bro.
I gotta stop drinking.
Is that a sentient tongue?
It's a sentient pair of boobs for sure in this book.
Spread
it. So yes, just basically, yeah. Any hero that's not Eclipse, which is basically, yeah, like you said, Lobo, a bunch of the Legion, Booster.
Can we talk about this sexist title, Brilliant Men? Like, God, I told you the thing with the women, and then this is named Brilliant Men. There you go.
I know. I was gonna say, who wrote this one?
Keith Giffen? Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh, with Robert Fleming. Okay. Makes a little more sense.
Yeah, we got like Hawkman, Legion. Well, at least they have Nightwing there.
Yeah. That's the only guy we're rooting for, to be honest.
In the costume Kristen hates the most.
It could be worse. It could be a mullet.
Oh.
Oh wait, it is. Never mind.
I think it is the mullet. Yeah.
So from some angles, it doesn't look like the mullet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, yeah, I think these are the only two people in the room where me and Lilith are rooting for. Yeah, Nightwing and Aquaman.
Pretty much.
Blue Devil, Fire and Ice. Oh, Guy Gardner. Oh, we're doomed.
So doomed. Well, we got Lobo, so you know, I root for Lobo every now and then. He's
yeah, the main man, you bastard.
Honestly, like, I don't know why they didn't give Rock or Jason Momoa Lobo. Like, the story writes it. Like, literally, just let them loose. Like how Marvel has the green screen for like the Mandalorian. Just let them loose in something like a dome like that. Story will write itself.
Yeah, do a solo Lobo movie and then drop him into whatever universe you got going on. Yeah,
Like Lobo could just do a solo movie by itself. I'm convinced of it. Make it a hard R, blood, carnage, sex, whatever.
I mean, yeah, Batman and Superman fighting each other in the first movie makes no sense, but Batman or Superman and Lobo, yeah.
Because Lobo irritates the hell out of Superman. Can we all just be honest about that?
Oh yeah, and I mean, it doesn't take much to get Lobo after Superman. All you got to do is offer him like a keg or something. He's like, okay, yeah.
Lobo is Zack Snyder confirmed.
Oh,
Kidding.
What? He's gonna fight Superman in his driveway?
Remind me to talk about Army of the Dead tomorrow on Capes.
Okay. I have some comics to talk. Oh my lord. But why are the remaining heroes taking orders from what's his face, Brill Jocks?
For story purposes only. Convenient plot point is convenient, obviously.
We wouldn't follow anyone else in this room. Again, Nightwing, Aquaman has led the league. I mean, it's like, really? Black Canary.
Well, she's a woman, so obviously that ain't gonna happen on this book.
Hawkman, isn't he like a military man at this point?
Come on, look how he's dressed.
Red and gold, yeah. I'm not seeing anybody else I guess could lead. Okay. Good lord.
Poor Wonder Woman.
I know.
Reduced to a single panel.
Oh, that's the other one I think like kind of stayed in his own annual Green Arrow.
Well, his books are already, it's 1992, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not really going to help sell the book, so
kind of,
as a Green Arrow fan, I can say that, and you can fight me if you want, but...
So kind of interesting, yeah, we're keeping Green Arrow and Batman out of it.
And Green Bat! Batman and Green Bat, you say. No, by that time, they were very distinct characters.
Yes.
And Ali was morally superior. Ironically enough. These fight scenes are a little too jumbled and not well drawn enough for me in this one, to be honest.
And the big plan from, the great leaders, just let's go to the moon and kill them.
Oh, this sounds like my kind of advice. Nobody goes home alive.
Hey-oh. Not like a first date. Then they send
hey, nobody can know my secret.
Snap.
Most relatable thing I've ever seen a superhero TV show do.
Oh my god, there's your meme, Stephen Amell. No one can know my secret. And he just went, oh snap.
Wait, is that why I like Thanos?
So, and again, I know he's gonna get his own book right after this, immediately after this, but it's like he sends Largant after them. It's like, why wouldn't you just throw Superman at them? It's
He's too busy praising Starman of all people. Just deep sigh on that one.
Again, we gotta push some units on these new guys, I know.
And we never saw him again.
Who, Starman?
You want to do a deep dive? There you go.
And then they tricks most of the remaining heroes into getting eclipsed. And then they throw them in like a big pile, like Eclipso's like absorbing everybody.
That's one messy orgy.
Oh. But oh Lord. So yes, then we get reinforcements.
Well, there's Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Supposedly his own son, quote unquote.
You can't trick me with that fresh clone body, baby. We know your tricks.
His illegitimate Australian child. Remember?
What the F?
Yeah. I mean, obvious clues were obvious.
Tricky Dicky.
Whoa. Swallow.
His middle name is not Richard. Moving on.
Whoa.
It was just a really nice package.
But yeah, Superman, Kilowog, Lex Luthor Jr., Blue Beetle,
James Bond Jr.
Oh, look, Chunk. Oh, is that why? Is it one of these people contacting Chunk? Is that who it?
I guess.
Because Chunk's right into the rescue.
Swallow him whole, buddy. Swallow him whole.
Whoa. Oh, and I remember Dr. Hamilton?
I
Professor
do.
Hamilton? Yes. But
can we just talk about how basically this ends with, and tomorrow was another day. Coming soon. Eclipso #1. Get the boop out of here. I'm not reading that book.
Again, it's a summer event. Yeah, and they're pushing more books. Yeah, an Eclipso book, a Valor book. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, they basically...
I'm sick of Eclipso at this point. I don't ever want to see his face again.
They basically ended playing Ghostbusters because they come in with those solar guns,
Yeah, solar guns, get it? Because Bruce to the rescue.
With
his knowledge finally came in handy.
With the big backpacks and stuff, yeah.
Ugh. And then they quote Winston Churchill. Come on.
It's funny because I knew he was a fictional character, but this is even Batman knew this was such a mess. Batman was like, yeah, I ain't showing up.
So they don't need me. They got everybody. If they can't beat him with everybody, he was the very last resort, and they didn't have to resort to Batman. He was in his Batcave tactically planning everything, okay? That's our headcanon.
Oh, he kind of had his hands full. We'll get there in the last part. But, I mean, I guess he's like, Dick, you got this. Go ahead. Yeah. Clark's there.
Why does Batman wear all black?
I'll send Tim if you need him, but yeah. Clark's there, Dick's there.
I think you kids got it.
If you really need reinforcements, I'll send Alfred.
I want to know what the numbers on Eclipso was, because honestly, I never see those books in the bins, and my comic book guy gets everything.
I've never I don't think I've ever seen them either. It's
I've never seen it in a back issue bin. They're the $2.50 ones. I just never come across them.
Dollar bins at conventions. I swear I never seen them. Is there some kind of website where it tells you numbers and stuff?
Diamond's never been reliable, so
no.
I don't even know if they go that far back on the website. I don't think you can. But
I'm
assuming people were as sick of Eclipso as I was.
I know.
Unless somebody just bought them all thinking it would be a worthy investment.
I mean,
and it's just sitting in some guy's basement now.
I was going to say, it's 1992. People might have been...
Yeah, the comic book speculation game was strong.
That's 2013. Yeah, I'm looking here. I mean, it looks like you might be able to get an Eclipso #1 for $1 online, so on eBay. So
that tells you everything you need to know about how well this book did.
Exactly.
$1 on eBay. $1 on eBay.
The Darkness Within you can get for looks like maybe $4. So.
Ooh, big flop.
Yeah. Oh no! Here's a cover. Here's a copy of Eclipse of the Darkness Within #1 for $2.41.
Wow.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Eclipso. Oh yeah, $1. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the shipping costs more than the book. Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
The shipping's probably what, $3.99.
Oh, I think it depends who.
Because they ship on eBay. If you don't know, if you've never bought a comic book, they ship them in these little safe boxes so that it doesn't get bent or anything. So it does I don't ever complain about the shipping on eBay for comic books.
Yeah, I
but
did.
Just know that not the time the shipping is going to be more than the book.
Yeah, I did get from eBay a couple months ago. I made it worth my while. I got like, I don't know what I get, like 12.
Did you buy a whole box?
It was like 12 or 14 books. I mean, it was, you know, it was worth it for the
Yeah,
shipping.
sometimes I just buy the whole boxes, especially if they're only like 25 for like 40 or whatever it is. I'm like, eh.
Well, remember, I said on DC Universe, they didn't have like the first, I don't know, was it 12 or 14 issues of Guy Gardner, so I just bought them. They were cheap, you know.
Okay. Well, cheap like Guy Gardner, yeah.
Hey-oh.
But, yeah, Philip, let the audience know why you chose this nice little summer crossover. Is this so you could torture every single person on Capes and Lunatics?
That we were getting to the Green Lantern Annual on Sector 2814, so I thought, let's
everybody else suffer. Yes.
Hey, I want to try to do these every summer, so maybe next summer I'll let you pick the crossover.
Okay.
That's right. Armageddon 2001, kids.
How'd you know?
Millennium.
Wait. 1 million? Can we do that one? That wasn't really a summer crossover, though.
Blood ties. Or bloodlines. Oh, wait, the 1 million with
Was that summer or not? Because I like the 1 million, actually.
I mean, it went through pretty much everyone's book. I mean, we can do. I mean, Kristen and I already did the Nightwing issue, but we could do that. We can do that.
All right, cool beans.
1 million. Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean it's not bad, but I just I feel like they shouldn't have led up to a book. They should have just let Eclipso rest after this. This is a lot of books.
Well, again, I mean, yeah. Well, again,
and it wasn't good storytelling. I mean, there's very few of them that were very good storytelling.
They're launching an Eclipso book, so it's like, and again, it's 1992. I mean, the industry's at its height, so they're like, yeah, let's start making some more.
This might have been like the very first book that didn't, because of all that hype.
Maybe. And again, I wonder if it just like lost all the attention because again, Death of Superman's months away, weeks or months away.
But they planned that. They knew that was coming.
I know, but maybe they thought, oh, maybe this will boost our numbers. No. Again, I think this was like my
92 was a weird year for comic books.
Oh yeah, I mean,
especially DC.
And again, it started all these big events, Death of Superman, Nightfall.
Modern comics just need a change. I mean, it just needs to be overhauled. It's just not as accessible as it used to be.
And I'm sorry, I don't need earth-shattering events every month, kids.
Yeah, I mean, I like the punch 'em ups, but I also like human storytelling.
And again, yeah, everything the Avengers fight doesn't have to be an earth-shattering, threat or menace. Give us a Masters of.
Although we don't want to go into the Bendis era of talkie.
No, but I'm just saying, bringing them like a Masters of Evil or something.
Yeah,
another team to fight or something. Oh no, I'll never go full Bendis, kids.
Shh. One day we're gonna have him on, dang it. One day. I'm trying to be nice. I like his Marvel stuff. I just don't want him at DC. He's not a good fit.
I'm Ahab. That's my white whale, man. Bring me Bendis.
I'll talk Miles Morales. I'll talk Jessica Jones. I'll talk whatever.
Daredevil.
I'll talk Naomi. Just I will not talk Superman or Justice League.
We need him for Daredevil.
Really though? He does have some questions to answer. He does have some things to answer.
Oh, he has many things to answer for, Love Hope.
But on that note, I would grade these 5 issues a solid C-. Justice League Europe, it brings it up the average quite a bit.
Lilith. I know how bad it was. It was only 4 issues.
Why does it feel like 5?
Because it's Eclipso.
It really feels like 5 issues. Ooh, okay, well then that brings it up to a C+ then, if it's only 4 issues.
Oh my.
I don't know why I kept. Oh, because you know what? I ended up reading Eclipso #1 after I was done with these. That's why.
Oh, okay.
It told me to, so I was like, oh, okay.
Because you had to drag it out, kids.
because I know Lilith likes it long.
I just had to remember if Eclipso was as bad as I remembered, and spoilers, it was.
Was it worth $1?
That should have been the 50-cent bin next to the trash can.
Wait a minute. So was that the cover price $1?
Was it?
I don't know, but I'm saying, are they selling it on eBay for cover price?
Wait a minute.
I'll race you to it. Let's see. There's the. Oh no, 125. They wanted.
Okay, there we go. I was gonna say it's 92. It can't be $1. Oh my god! Don't go to Amazon. That's for sure.
I thought
that's $4.33. Get out of here. Plus shipping. Get out of here.
Whoa. But no, I thought the 92 they still had a couple dollar. Some of the stuff was still $1. I thought, or maybe that might be when they were started shifting to 125. So
yeah, I think so.
Oh
We're
yeah,
losing money on the cover price. Wow, that's how bad.
That's true. I'm trying to think because yeah,
I'm
Raymond.
gonna text my comic book guy. Hold on, I'm like, if you get any Eclipso stuff in, let me know. I want to know.
I wouldn't even ask my guy. I know he don't have any, and it's like if I do,
every week he's at some estate sale or something. He like the amount of books, and for me to have and I'm there like 2 times a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I've never seen it in like 3 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, even when I walk in my store now, he has like long boxes full of like dollar books. Maybe not even in the best shape and stuff. Yeah, I've thumbed through them. I see no Eclipso.
That's gonna be my new white whale. I swear. Like I completed my Manhunter ones, and I completed my what was the one I was trying to complete? Oh, not Suicide Squad. What's the other one? With Gail Simone. I can't think
Secret Six or something.
Yeah, there we go. That one. Mm-hmm. And then yeah, so I'm on the hunt for a new white whale to finish. So maybe that'll be the one.
But yeah, I'm thinking I have a feeling those Eclipsos are like that. What is that? That ET Atari game? They're buried in the desert somewhere.
I bet.
I mean, that's pretty sad. I mean, there's stuff out there that
we have to find somebody that was around that time that's like kind of like in the middle, like not anybody that's like a real small name or a big name, but like just like a middle-sized name, and just ask them what the hell was Eclipso, the darkness, what was that all about?
And I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can find copies of NFL Super Pro easier than you can find Eclipso.
Burn!
Sorry, Kona.
He gives me his bone.
Nice. But on that note, we should probably give the kids the homework, pay some bills, and wrap it up.
Oh, yes. All right. So, well, if you want more Eclipso, kids,
Stay tuned.
Part 2 with the Green Lantern Annual 1 and extra added bonus, Guy Gardner Reborn 1 through 3. That will be on Sector 2814, Episode 17. And then part 3 of Eclipso will be on Nightwing News, episode 95. So you have to go over to the Capes and Lunatics podcast for that one.
Tricky.
That's right. And then come back for the conclusion of our Eclipso crossover. Lilith Hellfire will be back on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast, episode 29, where we cover, what is it, Detective Comics Annual 5, Batman Annual 16, and Robin Annual 1. Didn't even have his own ongoing, and he had an annual that year because Eclipso.
Just put it on the cover.
But so many crossovers, because in 1 week, kids, come back for part 3 of our Atlantis Attacks crossover on Daredevil Annual 5. So see, Lilith Hellfire's doing Marvel and DC crossovers.
Crossovers as far as the eye can see.
And then in 2 weeks, we're on Comic Capers. We part 1 of our crossover with Sector 2814.
The Dad Squad, baby!
That's right. Guerrilla Warfare with Hector Hammond and Gorilla Grodd.
Nice.
And of course,
that's going to be a pleasurable read.
Yes. And of course, on part 1 on Comic Capers will be Green Lantern 30, and of course, Lilith is here. Flash 69. And then it'll be continued the next day on Sector 2814.
I don't know how Phil does it. I don't know. I don't ask. Supposedly all that's in his cup is raspberry tea, supposedly.
Hey, man. Comics that 80s and 90s comics have warped me.
All right, let's pay some bills. I think Michelle Gray needs some help, and these kids might need some headphones.
Wills is like, you've dragged this out long enough. All right, kids. Yes. So send us your thoughts. Lots of crossovers. Lots of 90s goodness. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Oh, wait a minute. I think we have Russell feedback. I forgot because he sent it so long ago.
Oh, you can't forget the Russell feedback. Come on, Phil.
I'm not. Okay, want to hear what he had to say?
Little preview for his Tombs of Evil episode, I guess.
I guess. All right. Here's what Russell had to think about Eclipso.
Hello, Capes and Lunatics. This is Russell, and I have just grabbed one of the 1,000 pieces of the Heart of Darkness, and I have become
Eclipso.
No. Anyway, so I'm here to give my thoughts on Eclipso, The Darkness Within #1. I really enjoyed this. This kind of retcons what Eclipso is, what he's capable of, gives him quite a power boost. They still haven't revealed the whole connection that he has with the Spectre, but yeah, this is a cool story. I like that we're getting just little glimpses of Eclipso's origin. We see the investigation where he goes through the heart, or a archaeologist finds the Heart of Darkness and has it cut into 1,000 perfectly shaped pieces. We see Eclipso's big base on.
Grow up, Philip.
I guess it's the moon.
You first.
And we see that. I mean, the main thing about this story is that Eclipso is going to start taking over superheroes one by one. He takes over Largand, who I'm mostly unfamiliar with. He kind of looks like Mon-El from the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, I don't know this character at all. He takes him over. We get the whole plot with Bruce Gordon, who we thought was the one and only host of Eclipso since his inception, but much to Bruce's chagrin, that is not the case. For whoever holds a piece of the Heart of Darkness and becomes enraged or wants revenge,
this out for every annual too,
will become Eclipso or become a how do I say it? Eclipso uses them as a puppet, pretty much. The art is very 90s in this. The artist was, bear with me here, Bart Sears.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know he's the artist on the second one, too.
Very 90s style. I think what I like the most about this issue, besides the Eclipso stuff, is that we get to see some DC characters that aren't generally used a bunch. Like, it was cool seeing this fight between the Eclipso possessed gunman and the Creeper. And we get a very small cameo from one of my favorite supernatural DC characters, the Phantom Stranger. And I have to wonder if he's going to come back
Creeper and Phantom Stranger
later in this, as well as
sounds like
where is the
Saturday
Spectre. Night. But anyway, yeah, I for the most part I really enjoyed this, even for bigger size comic. It didn't feel like a slog to get through. It was an easy read. I had to comment on the fact that there's like a really anti-Semitic thing in this, and that why are all the jewelers have to be like these greedy Jewish people? I mean, come on now, DC.
It's the 90s.
Even at this time, that was way, way out of line.
Have you met 2021?
Yeah, I like this. I would give this a B+. B+ or 4 Hearts of Darknesses out of 5, I guess. Yeah, I unfortunately I can't give feedback on the Flash annual involved with this, but I am very interested in Eclipso, and it makes me want to get his ongoing that spun out of this for a bit.
eBay, $1 plus shipping.
You might see more of Eclipso if you subscribe to my Patreon, where we'll be doing the Sentinels of Supernatural, a DC Dark podcast.
Ooh, fancy.
Anyway, Phil, Lilith, it's always a pleasure, and I made this review especially long just for you, Lilith, because I know that you like it long. Anyway, that is all I have to say, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Strong close, Russell.
Because I know Lilith likes it long.
He's giving Ray a run for his money. Ray better watch it.
I know. All right.
Thank you so much, Russell. I look forward to listening to your Eclipso episode for sure.
Hey, but yeah, Russell, they spread that racism and sexism around in this series. So
it's what happens when you have a very certain type of people in a bullpen, writer's pen, and no outside perspective.
Oh yeah, 1992.
Boys Club, yeah.
And again, remember what I said about the writer of the Justice League Europe? Yeah, so yeah, who knows what you had going on there. All right, so yes, like I said, email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Comic Capers on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to all of the various social medias for all of our shows. Keep up with the crossovers.
Keeping up with the crossovers. Have you just created a new podcast, Philip?
That's a reality show. With us and Ray and Russell, that's our reality show. All right, so yes, links to all that, links to the YouTube channel, links to the Patreon. More and more is coming there. Wade's World, our Hard R movie reviews, boob windows and long boxes, superhero cribs is coming. So yes, links to that, links to merch.
Stay hydrated.
How do you think Lilith gets through this madness? Whatever's in that cup. So yes, links to everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember to support our sponsors. Tweaked Audio.
Get yourself some in-ear headphones with some HD audio quality. Because if you listen to this podcast, I know you listen to a lot of others, so, it'll come in handy.
That's right. And also, get yourself some Hunt a Killer.
Because Michelle Gray needs your help. She needs you to hunt a killer with her. It's a great way to spend a night with a date or even by yourself. No judgments. Escape Room in a Box. You should pick it up. And we have a handy dandy code Southgate for both of those.
And it's a better story than Eclipso.
Burn.
And speaking of stories, go pick up Pod Life the book. Pod Life the book, now in digital paperback. I know I keep promising to Ask the Rob Southgate. Audio version is coming soon. Learn the ins and outs.
Bombard him on Facebook. Say, Rob, where's our audiobook?
Yes, talk to the third best Southgate. Where's our audiobook? Yes. I can learn about the ins and outs of podcasting from the experts and the aforementioned Robert Southgate. And you can get that on Amazon. As Lilith Hellfire will tell you, there's only 2 places to get stuff, IKEA and Amazon. But when you go to Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that man hiding on the moon, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
In his palace us on the moon.
Oh, on the dark side of the moon.
Make it rain. So says Master Doom.
Please kick me in the pants. Why did your eye drift over to my box? Mark my words.
All right, Lilith Hellfire. Where can people find you?
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me live tweeting Sundays, whatever's on, at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram, at Lilith Hellfire 69, and of course, on the Tickety to the Talkity, at Lilith Hellfire 69 as well. With no
coming out of the bush.
How appropriate for TikTok.
It's a giant sized man thing.
All right, kids.
Bless this.
Yes. Thank you for joining us again. Eclipso continues. Part 2 in Sector 2814, Episode 17, followed by Nightwing News, Episode 95 for Part 3 over on the Capes and Lunatics podcast. You're going to have to switch feeds.
Synergy, baby. Synergy.
And then come back. Both Hellfire will be back for We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Episode 29.
Put some respect on it. It's thick.
And come back for the next Comic Capers for that another crossover with Sector 2814.
The boys are back in town.
Oh man, I hope Kona's back. Get some live. Suck it, Kona. Suck it, Lilith. Oh. All right, kids. So join us next time. And remember, we'll be back in a flash.
Corny.